Today I'm going to be making a highly requested video. I'm going to be doing machacado con huevo, or dried shredded beef with egg. And you may also know this as carne seca. So today I'm going to be using a little over 2 ounces of this. Now on the instructions of the package that I purchased, it recommends per 1 egg to use 0.71 ounces of this per 1 egg. I am actually going to use less of the ratio that they're recommending. I'm probably doing something like a 1/2 ounce per egg, or something like 15 grams per egg. Ultimately, I'm using a little over 2 ounces in this entire recipe, along with 4 large eggs, some fresh scallions that I need to use. You could also use just regular yellow onion. I like to use the scallions, 2 cloves of garlic, 2 Roma tomatoes, and 1 jalapeno. And actually, I don't want this super spicy, so I'm probably going to just dice half of this. So in my skillet, I've already added around 3 tablespoons of oil. I have this over a medium heat, and I'm adding my dried beef. And I am going to cook this until it's toasty and sauteed. It takes a couple of minutes, but once it gets to that point, right about now, I am going to start adding some of my fresh ingredients and start sauteing them. Here I have my 2 cloves of minced garlic. I'm also going to add that diced jalapeno and the scallions, and I'm just going to continue cooking this and sauteing this over medium heat for several minutes. Now, if you are using the diced yellow or white onion, you'll want to cook everything until the onions are softened and translucent. So now that my jalapenos are softened and everything is sauteed and combined, I'm now going to add my tomatoes. I've diced my 2 Roma tomatoes, and I actually removed most of the seeds. So now everything is sauteed, combined, so I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of water. I'm going to give it a mix, and at this point you'll want to simmer this. This is going to rehydrate the beef and just simmer everything nicely before you add your eggs. And you want to make sure that when you simmer it, just keep it on a medium heat. You could also cover it. I leave it uncovered. And here is my simmered, rehydrated meat. And it still does have a texture to it. It's not completely softened, but it's not crunchy and jerky-like. And that's what you'll want after you simmer it. It might take a little more water. It just depends. So now I have beaten all 4 of my large eggs, and I'm going to add it right into my pan of my mixture. And now you'll just want to cook your eggs until desired doneness, and it is done. And I did not add any salt to this because the dried beef does contain a lot of sodium, so you'll want to salt to taste, or you could add other seasonings and spices, but this is pretty much how we grew up eating it. And I like to make breakfast tacos. So earlier I made fresh homemade flour tortillas. If you want that video, I have several. And I understand if you just want to use something that's store-bought, or you actually don't have to make breakfast tacos with this. You can eat it as is, maybe serve it with some refried beans and call it a day. But my family certainly does love when I make breakfast tacos out of anything. By the way, one of my favorite things when my family members would make fresh flour tortillas was to sneak a fresh one and add some slathered butter to it. But my son gets that honor today. He always likes to hang out with me when I make flour tortillas, so he gets the first one. Okay, so those are done, and I also made some refried beans. And this is just leftover CHARRO beans that I added to a pan with a little bit of oil and mashed. And now it's time to make this breakfast taco. And it really is simple once you get everything made. And my family loves it. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it. And thanks for watching.